Welcome, 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 everybody, to Gem Collectors with Shawn. I am that Shawn. Not sure quite where to start the show or really where we left off. I do know that you guys got a 2-for-1 show that just popped up out of nowhere. Hopefully all of you were checking every day to see where Shawn was. The wonderful, wonderful Miss Sarah went on a very badly needed vacation, as we all need those from time to time. And so anyway, everything got a little mixed up. And so forgive us for that. Also, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to address any of your emails that you would have, or your comments that you would have sent in the last week and a half, which I was just told straight from my man Aaron in IT, because they have extended the address from gemshopping.com to gemshoppingnetwork.com. And so make sure, they actually said that even if you used the old email, which was Shawn at gemshopping.com, that it would be forwarded to me. But best to use the Shawn at gemshoppingnetwork.com. And I apologize for any of the great comments you would have sent in the last week and a half. Please resend them. Send new ones, send old ones. But here's the thing. The trivia, we are so far behind now on, I don't even know what the trivia was on. I mean, of course I have it written down, but so much time has elapsed. We're going to wipe the slate clean on the trivia answers and start fresh. Because you know what? I wouldn't have even had those answers anymore because, long story, it's some IT thing, okay? If it ended in an IT, I might be able to help you out. But I do ask for your patience and forgiveness for the fact that we did, kind of lose those. So, yeah, it wouldn't even be possible to do trivia because I don't even have the answer to your trivia. That's why we're going to start fresh. All right, now, that said, we have no comments to do. We have no trivia to do. So you know what? You know what I decided? I decided to really, I guess, buy you guys off. We are going to have the sale of all sales today on everything, new items, old items, and it is going to be considerable. Yeah, I am trying, and please say prayers, and I do mean that, to not have to move out of our home, which I had mentioned to you guys before. There's just really no better situation to move to, and being that it was Raven's first home that she had ever actually had her name on. And she said to me I can't even get through it. Anyway, she said to me crying that she didn't want to give her home up. So, every sale counts. Been a difficult summer. I'm glad you guys were there with me through it because a lot of your kind words made a big difference. And obviously, I'm not over the summer I'd like to forget. So let me move on past any of those thoughts. So yeah, so I don't have to take a break. Okay, so yeah, we are going to get started because I have nothing else to say. I hope you guys have had a great Labor Day. I'm not sure exactly where we even had left off, but we're going to, you know what? In those two shows, let me talk about those actually. that you would have seen and popped up. And if you haven't, yes, there's 2 new shows. We had done them. They were in the can. They were ready for you guys. There was a lot of new items. And that's why the other reason is I'm doing a big sale is because you guys were just presented with 2 shows back to back on the same day even that had a lot of new items in there. And if you it might even do well to watch those again. Now, you know what? I was fooling around, which I should actually go to and look at what you guys see under the Learning Center on the website. And Asif is right. I need to check immediately after the show is supposed to be posted whether it was posted or not. We had such a well-oiled machine. All it took was one person going on a wonderful vacation to kind of throw off the system and changing over the email address. That made a big difference too. So between the combination of the 2 systems coming together, everything just, yeah. So you got to see lots of new items and in case you spent all your money in those shows, back-to-back shows, then that's why it's a good reason to offer you a show with lots of items that are priced so unimaginably inexpensive relative to what you would find them elsewhere. And you know what? It is low money. Yeah, we need it for that and so many other things. So no matter how much I love a specimen, I even got the Raven, because she wants to stay in her home so badly, to agree to sell some of our specimens that were real personal and dear to us, including one of the finest Scooby-Doo-Right specimens you have ever seen. Now, some of you who watch the show regularly are going to know what that Scooby-Doo-Right. Don't go trying to look it up in the mineral book because you're not going to find it there. It's not a real mineral. Even though Scooby-Doo might deserve something named after him. It seems like other people, get these minerals named after themselves and have nothing to do even with being in the hobby or anything. They just get awarded a mineral named after them. And because, I follow that. I tell you guys all the time, I was named for this or that. And, that might be my trivia question if I remember. What is Shawn's favorite referenced mineral? Yeah. For the name, because of the information given in that name. Yeah, that's going to be one of my trivia questions, I think. So, I love a name to have information in it. So when these names of these minerals pop up that are named after some Joe Schmo that had nothing to do even with it, but may have been the head of a, not even a geological department. I've seen these great minerals named after people that really just were honorary names given to someone that, anyway, you know how I feel about that. Okay, so the Scooby-Doo-Right specimen is absolutely stunning, and it wouldn't be inexpensive because those specimens, especially the one we have, are extremely rare and valued quite high. Of course, it would be priced well below what the market would be on it. But so you may see that coming up and some other things because when it comes down to priorities and choices, yeah, you got to do what you got to do. But that'll benefit all of you, and at least we would know where they would wind up. So, Scooby-Doo-Right, the specimen, the real name for it is Scooterudite. And if she keeps saying that Scooby-Doo-Right, I am going to do probably some speech in my life or something where I'm talking about it, and it's going to come out, and I'm going to say Scooby-Doo-Right when I really meant to say Scooterudite. It's a great name to, convert it to something else. But she's kind of funny about that. She has several other choice names that I've learned to say them incorrectly. Now, all that said, let's get the show started. because I've run out of words. Is that possible? Well, without your comments, I think it is. All right, here we go. Let's start the show. Yeah, we're not even going to take a moment's break. We're going to go straight to the first item. And that item is 758118. And what will you get for that? Look at this, and it is sale priced. It is, I'm going to even throw in the stand. So you should know by looking at it straight away what, this is not just any emerald crystal. This is a really special emerald crystal from North Carolina. And of course, it is from the Spruce Pine District. Now, there's only one real producing mine that produces anything that looks like this from the Spruce Pine District. And I should have put that in the description. It's the Crabtree Mine. The Crabtree Mine. And you can see the incredible emeralds in this piece because I actually sawed it from, look at that, from a piece of rough. And I sprayed it, which it actually kind of need the spray because I have actually been able to take this and the way it's bonded together, I've actually been able to bend it without breaking. It's kind of neat the way it's held together. Well, this hornblende, besides others, look at the emeralds. Okay, so how you know it's Crabtree is when you see the silica in between everything from hornblende to there can be epidote, there can be tourmaline. Look at the colors. There you go. Look at those beautiful greens. But then not everything is green, right? So that's how you know you have a couple other things going on in here. So the green could be hornblende. It could be epidote. The darker black could be tourmaline. Also, the black could be augite, which is a type of hornblende. But boy, the main thing you want to see is those emeralds. Look at that. The emerald. Really neat. Really neat. Thank you, sir. And so this piece, these go for a crazy amount of money because there's no more material like that, coming out. This was years and years and years ago when pieces like that could be found. And most of the time, that's what was done with the material, was sawed up so that you could get and see and expose more of the emeralds that was on the interior of this piece. Sale price on this item, and because we're doing a sale and most of this stuff we have talked about before, I'm going to try not to talk as long about each item, even though I love to do that, to reaffirm information. All right, here, you want to know how crazy of a sale? When I make this item only $38, $38 with the stand, you know that's something that you have to have. These drill real easily. I'll drill it for no additional charge. And we actually have one that, what I call, look at that. I'd probably drill it at this end so I wouldn't end up drilling in the emerald. And they make great indoor wind chimes to create pieces like that. And ours is hanging right in the kitchen window and needs very little light to really show up everything. We also have thin slices of the ruby in Cerusite, which looks fantastic as well. All right, so I told you there's going to be some deals. That is the start of it. Okay, let's see. Now, those of you that do not have the Pakistani 4, great nickname by Miss Barbara for the 4 different minerals that I had bought the flats of, and pretty much also the majority of the production of those from the different miners of those particular minerals, which are sphene, pink apatite, triplite, and red zircon. I remember one time I was trying to think of it and I couldn't. I had it. It was it was a long COVID brain fog day, but luckily I had the Raven off it, to my side when she knew, and she was able to help me with the 4th item that time. And she is not here today. She was going to be, but then she had the opportunity to get a day off, which she has not had much of lately, and I don't want her to run herself into the ground like she did before when she got so sick. So, yes, I had to put out everything and take it up, but she certainly deserved that. Let's look at item 102582-1. Let's see that. So that's 1025821. Okay, one of the Pakistani four. And look at that. Oh, boy, no mistaking the sphenes jutting out of this one. And I also like the other minerals that the sphenes are associated with. And that is makes them especially cool. Not only, guess what, for fluorescence. Oh yeah, because there's calcites involved. Let me get my little pointer here. All right. Not only look at the wonderful crystals. Okay, so you have lots going on. You have feldspars. You have calcites. All right. Look at this. Maybe if you get any light pink ones, then you have some manganese calcites. But you also have clinochlor. That is this sparkly material, which is part of the chlorite family. And look at that pocket back in there. How cool. You never know what is hanging out in there. Look at these. These are calcites. And if you can't tell the calcite, and these are feldspars. So if you can't tell the difference, okay, so we have clinochlor adularia is the type of feldspar. If you can't tell, it's easy to be able to do a hardness. Just even like with these tweezers, you can do it with, scissors, anything like that, because there's a big difference between hardness of feldspar and calcite. 3 is calcite, 6 is feldspar, both on the Mohs scale. So these, the calcite crystals will scratch really easily, so do it in a place you don't want it evident. And the feldspar, if you usually use most standard metal, like scissors or something like that, you're only talking about a hardness of 5, 5.5. Stainless steel is going to be a little bit harder, maybe closer to 6. So just use kind of something, but still, the difference that you will see is that feldspar would be really hard to scratch if you scratched it at all. And boy, calcite, watch out. Do it in a place you don't see, because the hardness is so great of a difference that you'll really put a gouge in the calcite. So go lightly there. And when that happens, then you know you have calcite. Look at this. Look at the blend of them. Anyway, there's your sphene. And look at all the mixed chlorite. Look at the other side to it with other sphenes. Actually, so wow, there's quite a number of sphenes. This is quite a beautiful specimen. I'm not sure why it hasn't sold yet. But luckily, you know what? It is at an exceptional opportunity. Now, if you waited to get one, well, now your wait is over, because your wait has paid off because of the discount you're getting now. Price on this guy is going to be only $34. $34. And try to find something like that at anywhere else, with all those goodies and those beautiful sphene crystals in that classic and valuable sphene color for that kind of money. Be quite difficult. Also, the fluorescence in it is an extra freebie. Okay, now we're going to keep going as quick as my mouth will take me, which sometimes on this stuff, rocks and minerals, I just get slowed down because I love it so much. 103752-1. I'm not saying those numbers the way I should for Asa. It would make it easier if I grouped them like I normally do. So 1037-521. Now, look at this. I actually had Christy, who works with Kevin in inventory. She actually called me yeah, actually used the telephone call me, not just text. And she said, Shawn, are you sure that you have these malachites and azurites priced right? She actually showed me the picture of the two. And this one specimen was it was $9 and was so much bigger than the others. Now, I don't see where it came back. So maybe someone did get that deal at $9, but she had just thought that one for $9 should be more relative to this one. But then, and Christy's one who really always loves to learn. She speaks Russian. She's traveled. She's just one that really, so she wanted to know, and I'm always happy to explain why. And I said it was all because of the difference in the size crystals. The other one that was $9 only had small crystals. So when you're talking about, look at this, azurite crystals, especially, that are this size compared to just druzy azurite, that's the difference in the money. So, wow. So look at this. Look at how attractive that is. And the malachite has not overtaken them, even though, look, I see what looks like a couple of pseudomorphs where the malachite has taken over the azurite. I do want to say that Miss Gabby, I did get your message actually wherever you had posted that, and I was able to get that one message where you loved the opal picture that we had brought in, and I don't think you had gotten the actual opal ornament yet. So I did get your comments regarding that. Look at maybe it was the one also someone had mentioned that you'd love to see the Raven's azurite crystal collection that she has, and so maybe I will. Maybe I'll bring in a couple of those for show and tell. If she lets me have them. Lately, the way things have been, she might be really afraid that I'll sell them, but I wouldn't. Look at the blue in that. Oh, look at that crystal. I cannot believe that this didn't sell at the price that I had it. Look at these, because it wasn't much to start with. I mean, this is a unbelievable quality piece with some stunning azurites. And, if you take something like this and lightly scrub it and remove some of the surface, you can actually expose a lot more of the faces to those azurites. I think that you could. Look at that. I mean, this specimen is stunning. And besides malachite, there's probably, see these other colors of green? They're probably actually another associated mineral. That happens a lot with the copper mineral. So all kinds of value. Oh, see this? Look at this. Look at that. That almost looks like a faceted stone down in there. And that beautiful azurite. And then you have the botryoidal malachite here. So look at, man, this is stunning. Look at that. All right, price on this, I can't believe it. I am actually going to make it. Originally the value was there. It was $88. Here, I'm just going to show you. I'm actually going to show you. Yep, I'm going to play like I'm upstairs. Look, 88, marked down to 58. My last price was $38, and you guys did not buy it at $38. What? So, yes, Shawn's known for being a bad businessman. That's why he had 2 jewelry stores, still in business, because other people were operating them. Oh, yeah, they were happy to buy them from me, to turn them into something profit-making. It was, you know what, for me, I was just not good at making money. I was really good at bringing in customers and clients and selling my time in making jewelry to every minute I had, kept me busy doing that. So that's my legacy, is 2 existing jewelry businesses being operated for profit long since I was gone. Okay. Here, well, you saw the price, and a sale means less than. So, you know, okay, this is definitely, and you know what? There was even an F for a final price next to $38. But in this case, $32, and we'll put a double F. Yeah, it should be more like, the F should stand for something else, like fool. Like Shawn's a fool. That's a stunning specimen. Oh my gosh, $32. If that was at a show for $32, the dealers would be standing in line to get it. I am not kidding you. Oh boy. But hey, that's why you guys like me. Now, without Raven here, I'm lining these things up, so I have to take a moment to put them up. Now, here is another huge surprise that I cannot believe. And it is even, if you look this up, it's even listed as a very rare mineral. This is item 103-2321. 103-2321. The mine was closed in 1978. Let me show you. It even has the perky box that it was in and an original label. This, Descloisite, or you know, it sounds French, Descloisite, or maybe you don't pronounce the S, Descloisite, from the Burkhalkis mine in Grootfontein, SWA. Now, do you guys remember what that stands for? Southwest Africa. You know what Southwest Africa actually is called now? That should be another question. It might be. I shouldn't maybe tell you. But it's already in the description, so that's okay. Yeah, Namibia. In 1990, when it got its independence, it went from being called Southwest Africa to Namibia. That's how you know, at least in dating the specimen, that this specimen is now at least 32 years old or older because of the label. That's why these labels can give you great information and should always be kept. Now, it is a lead zinc vanadate. In other words, it has lead and zinc and vanadium in its makeup. Hardness of 3 to 3.5. Named in honor, see what I mean, in honor, 1854, of Alfred de Cloizeau. And I'm not sure what he did exactly to get a mineral named after him, but that's what I mean, named in honor of. If he had something that was a geologist or something, it was a professor of mineralogy or something cool like that, then we'll let him have that honor. But if he was just some regular Joe Schmo, then why should he get that? Look at this. Look at this. If you look up Decloisite at Mindat or whatever, this is like the perfect example of the crystallography and what it should look like. As we look at these crystals closer, these are some of the best. Look at the formation of them. And it is the classic formation of these crystals for the mineral that it is. Look at them. Look at them. And how cool is that? Lead, zinc, and vanadium. They almost have a like a blue cast to them. They're so black. Now, let me show you, something else. Look at that. Look at that. A bonus. Because now we know that like vanadinite, right, is this color. And these are the same mineral, just a slightly different chemical makeup that allows the color to be different. But overall, this specimen, like when you look at this real close, there is additional minerals there. And look, those are little white crystals. And I can't always take the time. I mean, some specimens I'll spend an hour, 2 hours on trying to figure out what one little mineral is, and extremely time consuming. Now, those, if I look closer, could be something as simple as calcite. If you put them under fluorescence and they fluoresce, and you can probably do a little hardness test on one, or look at the formation of the crystal, and you can figure that out. You know, calcite is common in a lot of specimens, but that is definitely a different mineral. And, you know, it's fun to figure it out yourself. You can't let me do all the work. How are you going to learn? How are you going to learn to, look at the mineralogy of things and figure out what's what? Oh, wait a second. I know I spent a little time on this, but this is a little bit more expensive than what we normally offer. All right, Dave knew exactly where I was going to go. Look at these other mineral, where you have almost like these little stalactite formations. And that's different. That's unusual. And I'm thinking that is probably a different mineral altogether, along with the white crystals. So that gives you some fun. Look at this. If you do not have this in your collection, well, to have one from prior to 1990 and from a mine that is a famous, well-known mine, but is closed. It's closed, and mine closed in 1978. So that tells you that, well, that tells a lot, that this was actually then mined prior to 1978. So that dates it even older than the year. Okay, so this, again, it was marked down a couple of times, and I'm going to put a final price on it, because after that, then, you know, to sell it for anything less would be ridiculous. It actually, if you look it up in the mineral books, it says a rare mineral. And it also belongs to the Montramite family, which I know you haven't heard of. We haven't sold any of that here, but I'm familiar with that. And so you have to look at all the other associated minerals with it as well. Price on this guy, it's going to be a ridiculous opportunity. $88. $88. And that is for what this is. And with the label and even the oxidized old perky box, you know, that's all part of it. That adds value. And this is a nice size. They actually would call that a small cabinet specimen in this type of mineral. And again, it's not found in too many places, and the formation of those crystals is exactly what you want to see. Okay, next item, 107-3922. Now, this specimen is different, and you're going to see why. It is another metallic ore specimen. It is heavy. When you see the word galena, that explains it. Galena is a simple PBS. Not the public broadcasting system. Nope. PB stands for plumbum. What is plumbum? The Latin name for lead, and hence the PB. And the S is sulfur. So it's just a lead sulfide. The barite is a barium sulfate. So we have sulfur in both minerals. Then there is wolfenite in this. Wow. And cerusite. So wolfenite is PbMO4. So it's a lead molybdenate. Yeah. Okay. So molybdenum, if you haven't heard of molybdenum, it is kind of runs with the vanadium chromium group. And those are hard, high melting temperature metals, except for, of course, lead isn't. So we're talking about the molybdenum, vanadium, and chromium. And they're often used to make hardened and specialized steel. Of course, we all know what chrome will do. All right, so this has lead and in the wolfenite. Now, cerusite, another PB. So all four of these, except for the barite. So we have galena with lead. We have wolfenite with with lead, and we have cerusite as a lead carbonate. The Greek word for heavy, due to the unusual weight for a non-metallic mineral, and that is barite. Barite is a really heavy mineral for some reason. So barium is extremely heavy, which is kind of weird because it is non-metallic. Now, here's the lead. Here's the galena. Now, let's see. Oh, the wolfenite stands out. Look at this. How did this not already sell? Look at these wolfenite blades. I have not had a Moroccan specimen out of all the Moroccan items I have sold. None other have had wolfenite with them. Look at that. I mean, those wolfenites, some of those, they're really as nice as some of the Arizona material. And the galena, you can see the lead ore. Look at the beautiful barite crystals even. This is some really, look at the barites. Look at those, very nicely formed. And then the back, kind of a mix, kind of a plain Jane. You have a vein of the galena. The cerusite. Let's see if we can find that. Now, I wonder if you remember what color you're looking for with cerusite. It's usually kind of an off-white color, and I see it right there. Let me get my pointer, and if we look at this so you can find it. Yeah, Dave's going right in on it. Here we go. So you have this off-white, kind of clearish crystalline material, and those usually are going to be your cerusites. Another way to tell is fluorescence. I also see that color right down in there. That could be cerusite as well. So look at this closely, because that's how I find them originally, but I don't always remember where they are in later on. But look at these wolfenites. Look at that. Okay, here we go. There's the clear cerusite crystals, and I can tell by the crystalline shape to them that those are the cerusites. So this is a great specimen and can be displayed in many different directions. As I put it right there, I kind of like, let's see. I don't know, I like the look of those underneath there, so we'll put it like that for the moment, just because I can. All right, there we go. So galena, barite, wolfenite, cerusite in one specimen. And you know what? It was so inexpensive. And I'm talking about when, a price is $38 on something like that with the wolfenites. That's already really inexpensive. But guys, let's do this. Final price on this. Take it away, $28. $28. Huge discount money-wise when you look at it by way of percentage. Okay, now let me show you item 1073722. Another one of the Pakistani 4. So let's see, which have we shown? We've shown of the Pakistani 4 so far, the Sphinx, all right? So let's just show you quickly. This was an amazing opportunity and a large amount for quantity. And let me just dump a little bit out of these. We're not going to spend but a moment looking at them. Yep, so triplite. Look at this. Look at this. 1073722. Yep. Now, this is only partial. Okay, here's the rest of it. And I just dumped it out. Oh my goodness, what is this? What is this? Hold on. Okay, let me get my flashlight. Now, this is where Shawn can burn some time, but we're not going to do that. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at the pink. Look at the pink in the left-hand corner right there. Going over to the orange. This is just, what in the world? If you guys weren't looking, I'd take this one out of the bag, but I'm not going to do that. Oh my word. You know what? Thank you, sir. Look at the pink. Look at the pink. Yeah, so this is what can fool you, is the way it looks until you put the light to it. Anthony, remember, cut a 41 point, he found a 41 point size stone in one of these pieces of rock. Needless to say, the value of triplyte is such that it well paid for. And what a fun challenge that is to find a stone of faceting clarity. Plus, look at these. This triplyte doesn't form well-formed crystals. Almost all triplites I've seen are these blobby-looking kind of crystal forms. And in this deposit that was a rare deposit, that's how they were found. You know what? I can already tell the clarity to that is excellent. Is excellent. Look, yep. I can just, I've looked at this material enough that I can just kind of see. And so there could be faceting quality stone. Look at this in so many of these, and you have enough that it's worth just starting to cut into them. Look at that. I actually see crystal faces on this one. This would be one. Look at that. You know Shawn's not high grading it when he's leaving. This is one of the most crystalline looking pieces of triplyte I have seen. And I would not have put that in the bag if I would have spotted it. Well, I would have put it in another bag, made it another price maybe. Or you know what? Maybe I would have been like Anthony. And look at that. To the left, right there. That is one of the best formed crystals. Here, watch me. I'm acting like I have a third hand. Right there. Look at that. Look at the crystal form to that. That is really nice. Thank you, sir. Wow. Yeah. This will be the last chance that you have to. Oh, look at this. Yeah, this will be the last chance you'll have on getting this parcel, without a doubt. That looks like there is faceting quality material in this piece. Look at how thick that is, and look at that rich color. So those were just random ones I grabbed. There is so many to play with here that absolutely would be a great representation if for your display case, or tumble them if you want. Why not? Those of you, I actually had 4 brand new tumblers that I sold years ago to all of you guys. They were so much cheaper, and they were brand new in the box. It was a deal I'd gotten one time. I thought, you know what, I ought to sell these, and I probably could have sold dozens of them to all of you. I think I sold them for like $25 a piece or something, and a really good value. So, okay, I'm putting everything back, even though I'd like to kind of cherry pick a couple of these out of there. And then look at how much more. Look at how much more, and then look at all the colors in there. All right, here you go. And I am putting this on sale. Look at, I even have written here. Now, see, Shawn, this is why you need more money, because you, all right, look at it. I already have sale price, $98 sale, exclamation point. Yes, I'm going to make it less than that. Look at how many carats of material here. 1,000 carats of rare triplyte from one small pocket found in 2015 in the Shigar Valley in Pakistan. Wow. Okay, well, there it is to say I can't go very far on this one, but I will do this. $88, and that gets the final price. And by waiting and gambling on it, not selling to someone else, you save a few bucks. But I tell you what, this is one at that kind of deal. If you were one of those that sells things in markets, you could easily, and that if I had time, that's what I actually should do with some things, is put it up in another venue. But I don't do that. You guys get the first choice, second choice, third choice, and only choice of all this material is only sold as, to and through gem shopping. There is all of this. There's no other market that I sell into, not shows, not the internet, any place else. And if it doesn't sell here, I just love to take it back home, and gives me an excuse to keep it. But we're having to sell some stuff, so you'll do us a favor. Here is another one of those incredible opportunities, and then I need to take a moment to clean up some of this. 1025 1025 621. This next item is another one of those items that we, both Raven and I can't believe you guys have not taken advantage of, because apparently at some point I bought a couple, I bought a number of these, maybe a flat even of them, of the pseudomorphs, the malachite after azurite pseudomorphs. And they are so rare and so valuable. This is a Namibian malachite after azurite with goethite from my personal collection, and it's from the Sumed mine. Yes, this isn't the Moroccan ones. Look at this. There's a difference in the quality. You can see me winding myself up. Look at this. Now, how you could tell, of course, malachite doesn't form in these particular angled shapes. So, it is a pseudomorph. In other words, something the malachite replaced the azurite one molecule at a time. They're very, very closely related chemically. So malachite, it doesn't really work the other way around. Azurite doesn't. And so what you see in this is large malachites, but then you have additional crystallization even on top of the larger crystals. It's almost like a second growth of the azurite originally over the bigger crystals. And when you turn this at certain angles, you can then really see what I'm referencing, because it's kind of hard to see exactly what's going on. But look at this. You can see these perfect sharp right angles in the crystals. Then there is, look at this, other magic going on with more of the crystals. Then we get back here. Look at this. What a bonus. Botryoidal goethite, which we know is an iron oxide. And this is not that goethite that'll get your finger all black and dusty and dirty. Look at this. This is some beautiful, beautiful botryoidal formation of goethite in the really, really dark black, not the gray. So that is a beautiful contrast for the malachite, the pseudomorph malachite, to be on top of. Look at that. That's even on top of the goethite. How beautiful is that? Look at these little sprays of malachite. Ah, look at that. There's even more. How attractive. That is attractive. It's all over. So, there might have been something right here that I missed. Let me look on my other label and see if I have it. Sumed mine, malachite after azurite, goethite, rare specimen I have noted on this one as well. Because you know what? The Sumed mine, which is one of the world's most famous mines over history, and for not only what it produced mining-wise, but then the specimens that came out of there were absolutely stunning. And they are no more. It is closed. There's something right here. This gray looks like galena. And it would be really easy to kind of tell, because it's real soft, as you can see. That piece come off, but that's okay. There's a lot more of it. So you can, if it's really soft and scratch is really soft, then you probably do have galena there. And I may take that one piece and test it wherever it went. All right. This is, look at these veins. So that's interesting. What a beautiful specimen. Okay, for this to be the price I'm going to make it is really kind of silly. But whatever, you guys taste runs. Price on this, $36. $36 sale price. What a great specimen. All right, let me have a moment, put up some of these items so I don't get too confused, and I'll be right back. All right, now, I could look at this and, you know, there is some quartz with epidote inclusions, or the quartz with chlorite inclusions in them that look very similar to this specimen, the chlorite and quartz. You know, in other words, there's so much chlorite, and it looks very similar to this. But this happens to be epidote. And it isn't epidote in quartz or silica. It is just straight epidote crystals. And when you go in and start looking at this, this is really exceptional. This has some really large epidote crystals. And then look at the color green when you're able to see this inside of some of these. So they have a surface, kind of a druzy surface to them, but on the interior, some of these, it's a whole nother look to them. Beautiful, darker color. And this is one of those specimens, if you had a steamer or an ultrasonic or just one of my, you know, one of those electric toothbrushes, you could clean all this little clay-looking material out a lot more, and clean it up. And that's, you know, part of having fun with a purchase. And it's specimen preparation. Originally, this would have probably been just caked with a lot of thick mud, and they removed most of it. But again, it's all about time. So it's the end user. You are the ones that really can spend the time cleaning it to the point of really beautifying it. Look at this. This is a double-sided specimen, and I can't really see where it would have been connected to the original wall or the rest of the specimen. I don't, you know, sometimes it's very obvious, but I don't really see this, even though, you know, I don't think this would have a floater specimen or anything, but a beautiful one. So you can see the darker surface here. Look at how completely different look there. Double-sided though. So what a great look. All right, so this is going to be a huge markdown for what it is. Wonderful, wonderful epidote on sale. Ready, set, $18. Yep, only $18. Now, let me show you item 107-1822. 107-1822. Now, Raven and I were talking that, you know, we couldn't believe that somewhere along the line, that's crazy when you have so many specimens you don't even know how you wound up with a flat or a number of one of the rarest kind of formations and very desirable, those pseudomorphs, the malachite after azurite. I have one that isn't from, this piece is malachite. It's not a pseudomorph malachite. It's malachite in another form. Look at this now. This is not a pseudomorph. This is the way it formed from the very beginning. Fibrous malachite, one of the most valuable formations of malachite there is. And this particular piece, it has the fibrous look on every side. Look at that. It is a stunning specimen. And what makes this is from Lhasa, the Katanga mine in the Congo. One of the most desirable places for fibrous malachite. Now, when you look at this, there's also something else really neat. See these little darker areas? Goethite. I think our famous iron oxide right there. So that's kind of a neat addition. It's always neat to have another mineral or two. I was wondering what that was. Now, let's explore. Look at down in here. Okay, so look at these individual crystals, actually. Wow. When you start seeing the crystals and you can see some that are more separated from each other, then you kind of have an idea of how it might have formed. See these? You can see individual ones. And then, wow, look at that. Look at that. That is like, what a cave that would be to walk into and everything be green all around you. When you start seeing the individual fibers, so to speak, which are actually just crystals, then, and you can see some more, then you get the idea of how, if all the crystals grew together in the same direction, right next to each other, how you come up with the end result, which is this fibrous look. Look at that. See that? You can see individual little crystals in that little gathering of them. But it gives you the idea of how they formed and how you end up with the end. Look at that back in there, with the end result being this micro suede type of look. This is, in the malachite world, one of the most expensive forms of malachite. That and the pseudomorph malachites that you guys don't seem to want, unless you're playing wait till I get them so inexpensive. But yeah, we're not sure how we wound up with so many of the pseudomorph malachites, but if there's anything that we're left with, that would be a great thing to be left with, because the prices we've gotten down to on me trying to offer them to you is such a ridiculous price. I really shouldn't sell them as low as I have. This is a wonderful, wonderful example of fibrous malachite, because you have these little areas. Look at these little pockets. Get the headgear out. You know what I call headgear? The optivisor. Get magnification out. And when you get a specimen like this, you literally can spend hours looking into all these little areas. Look back in there. You might find other minerals even. Not only might, but most likely there are. Price on this, it was $88, and that was the sale price. But I told you I was doing a super sale. $68 on that. Only $68 on that. That is a super sale. As is this next item, 107-4422. 107-4422. Now, I was real surprised to see that this didn't sell, because I have not offered any diamonds in quite some time. Look at these three. Now, I'm not going to take these out. I had done it before. Look at these. They are white and they are bright. Look at you can see against the white just how white they are. So, they're in a, GH color range, something like that. And the clarity also is a really good clarity, SI range, so nothing you're going to see with the naked eye. And these three came out of the same piece, so they're matched. They're matched for size, 2.6 millimeters, 25 points total weight, so around 8-point average each. Nice stones. Now, if you tried to buy these in the market, the way diamonds are right now, and remember, there's no Russian diamonds in the market. No, Alrosa was actually booted out. That's the Russian mining company, out of a lot of the diamond buying houses, so to speak. Of course, they had to be. So it has shut down, and now you have all these very well-known retailers that are no longer buying any Russian diamonds and actually dispersing any Russian stones that they hold in the inventory. Russia is, people don't know this, the largest producer of diamonds. They have a tremendous vault full of them. So, yeah, it would just actually help the diamond market for them not to be in play. So this is a chance to get in on 3 nice matched stones from an old piece. Well, old, it was probably from the 80s or so. And I have a great price on them at the last opportunity. And I guess I'm going to make it even less expensive than they were. I had offered these at only what would be right around $400 a carat, which is less than what I would have to pay for these in a wholesale environment. So, but because they came from an estate piece, I took them out, I can offer them a little less than I did. So, yeah, $98. I was less than $400 a carat. How about this? And it'll be the best opportunity I can do. We're going to offer these now. If you gambled and waited for them to be on sale, well, you did well for that to do that. Let me see. This is why I did my jewelry store. Yeah. Okay. How about this? $84. $84. That is value. That is value. And if you were looking for, 3 matched stones, I actually have 3 others. So if you need more, let me know. And because I'm going to enter the other 3 into the inventory and offer them for sale as well. So if you want the other 3 as well, I'll match the price and do it for the same sale price if you need more to match them. Or if you just need 1 or 2 of them and didn't want all 3 or just want 1 stone, I will take the other 3 that I have and just parcel up them one at a time and give you a really good deal that way also. All right, let me show you. Item 104.9922. This is one of those deals, again, that we got in on, and I can't believe I shouldn't really offer them for sale at all, and I should keep every single one of them because of the rarity. I cannot believe that I was so fortunate to get a flat of these zircons from what's known as the zircon belt of North Carolina. There's a couple counties in a row that produced zircon at one time. All the mines, including the Jones mine, this one, closed. This one was closed in the 1960s. And again, once these are disseminated into the market, you can't find them. I bought a flat of them. If I hang on to that flat, the value. It even said how collectible they are now, that you cannot find them. Of course you can't find them. I own probably most of them that are available now. And, I joke about that, but I'm serious about that as well. Because it's one of those things that if you even go to the local shows, which would be like a show in Asheville or Spruce Pine up there, and you look for local minerals, you can find emeralds from Spruce Pine. You can find, some of the amethyst in that area. There, amethyst, known for amethyst in that area as well. Some things like that, ruby and sapphire from Macon County, whatnot. But zircons, no, not like this. Look at this. I want to show you just this one particular crystal. It is absolutely a classic shape. The 4 sides with the perfect termination, and on the opposite side is going to be another termination. And who knows how long that is. That could go down, and it could be another inch long. We don't know. Here is It's surrounded in feldspar. And look at, there's not just one. There's a number of them. Now, almost every one of the zircons from this area were this color. It's not like there was red or gem quality zircons. This is the classic color for the North Carolina zircons. There is zircon scattered throughout. Also, there's another mineral there. You should know what it is by now. You have your microcline for your feldspar, and then there is epidote. Now, let me tell you, and this may help tie it together. There is a mountain range in Virginia called the Utica Mountains, and there is a mineral, well, a rock, kind of named after those mountains, and it is a combination of epidote and pink feldspar. Now, those two have been found around the world, and there's been wonderful quantities of it found in Africa and other places, but the original discovery of the two together was named after the mountain range of the Utica Mountains, called unikite. And what is unikite made up of? It is made up of green epidote and pink feldspar. So here we have our microcline feldspar and our green epidote. So we're real close to kind of the unikite combination there. But in unikite, the reality of it is the greens are a lot more prevalent along with the pink, and it's a nice combination. And they are grown together in a great mix to where you can cut slabs off of it and create beautiful, beautiful cabochons. So it's neat to see that those two combinations geologically are found together, just maybe not in the gem quality of the two like you would find in some of the classic unikite deposits elsewhere. All right, look at this. There are zircons throughout, and needless to say, there are zircons on the interior of this specimen as well. But, what are you going to do? Bust it up into little pieces to get to them all? Look at that. You can see that microcline crystal right there. And maybe some people do that because there are these, when you go to like Minda and look it up, individual crystals. And if you wanted to, you could extract these through mineral specimen preparation to be able to grind them out from around it and remove them if desired. You can start off with one. And some of these, that's exactly what they have done. And they've done such a great job, it's you can't really tell that they have actually removed some of the material around them. And I like it when other people do that work, and I don't have to. Look at that big crystal. Look at that. Wow. And look at that adulorescence. You can see the crystal form. You can actually take that one and cut that would cut actually a nice moonstone. Nice pink moonstone from it. Look at it. Look at all these. Look at all these. Anyway, talking about it too long, only because I love the specimen. There is the really nice look to that one right there. And this is from what they actually call and refer to as an extinct mine. I thought it was kind of a funny term, but no, that's the term they use when a mine is closed and there's no more material available from that mine. They call it extinct. Interesting. So, price on this, I'm going to offer some of these at some ridiculous pricing compared to what you would actually find it for at a show. This piece, let's do this. Let's put it on an SS sale, a super sale, and make the price on this one, let's see. Henderson County, in case you were wondering what the county was that this was found in. And as much as I don't want to make it this low, I'm going to, because we're going to sell. I want to see where does it have to be for you to realize just what a value this is. So here we go. Huge markdown from the price that it was. I'm going to make this one $44. $44 to get a made in the USA specimen. All right, let me have a minute. Let me put up some of these items. We'll be right back. World class. This is what we are talking about with this piece. And the world class is actually on the information tag that I've put here with it. Now, this is, of course, the finest lapis in the world. Only comes from one place. The Cerusite, however you pronounce it, deposit. And in Afghanistan, well, needless to say, when you talk about minerals now from Afghanistan, good luck. They can mine them all they want, but to get them out, yeah, is another story. And even to mine them becomes a difficult thing in countries because of the government and the type of government. So we won't get into the politics of it, but let me tell you, if you're sitting on, which I should have, I had an incredible flat. I have sold all of my beautiful, beautiful lapis. Everyone has got it. If you remember Susan, she got some tremendous lapis pieces that I sawed up for her that she was actually going to sit, like I told you, something as soft as lapis, and she was going to sit and watch TV, and she was going to literally take files and be able to cut stones and work them without, having to have all the fancy equipment like I have. Maybe you can do it at a different speed, but hey, believe me, in the olden days, they didn't have all those items, and they were done by hand, and it can be done. Now, look at this. Look at the size of this. Look at the quality. This is some of the finest color, and this is where you don't even have to get it wet to be able to see the color. Look at the pyrite in it. So beautiful, the pyrite. Now, look at this. Okay, so lapis is actually a rock because it's made up of 3 minerals: pyrite, calcite, and lazurite. Not lazulite. When you think of lapis lazuli, you think it's lazulite. No, lazulite's a totally different mineral. It is lazurite. Now, lazurite technically, though, is what is it? It is a aween, a very sulfur-dominant aween. But we're still accepting it as using the term lazurite. This is extremely fine. The fluorescence, if you like fluorescent minerals, it is a very, very cool piece because it has yellow fluorescence under long wave and orange fluorescence under short wave. This material right here goes 2 different colors, very distinct. It's not even like a yellowish orange or an orangish yellow. It is yellow and it is orange under the different wavelengths of light, which you don't often get. Look at the beautiful pyrite in here as well. This piece could be sawed up to get to some of this incredible material, or I love the odd shape to it. It can be left just as it is in the cabinet as one of the finest particular specimens with beautiful, beautiful angular shapes to it that allow the pyrite to be seen. Or if you have a fluorescent mineral collection, oh my, this is the side you want to turn up then. It literally goes yellow to orange, yellow to orange. Really beautiful. But, if you wanted to keep and cut off the fluorescent part and saw up the lapis part, you can do that also. There's just lots of options. I don't even know why I'm going to offer this less than the price I had on it. This material, when I buy weight, the $128 I was asking for it was a really good value, but let's do this. Take advantage. $98. $98. And for the size. Look at the gram weight. Guess what? The gram weight is right, it's 454 grams to a pound. So there is a pound of super high quality lapis there. That kind of quality and material is not inexpensive in the market. Okay, we're getting down to the last, one of the last items of the show here, and I am going to, you know me, there's got to be a zeolite in here somewhere. Let's look at item 104-1121. 104-1121. This, it stands up on its own, which I like. Oh my, look at this. Look at the side. You have stilbites. You have apopholites. And let's go in close on this. You're going to see something really cool about it. Yes. Dave going right in on him. He sees these little crystals. That's one thing. Look at it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Yeah, you don't see them at first, but when you start noticing them, then you start seeing them everywhere. A lot of times they are hiding. Look at that. See that? They're hiding behind the crystals. That's what I just said. Look at the white crystal. I should ask you what they are. You should know what they are. They are scolecite. Scolecite crystals. Look at that, beautiful. And it's mirror apopholites. That's what these are. And they are mirror apopholites when they give you that mirror reflection back. And very, very fine, clear white color to them. The stilbites, look at these classic shapes with the point, beautiful terminations, just as you would expect. Look at that. Even some of the irises coming out of the apopholites are amazing. There's so much more I could talk about. We'll look at the back. We have, guess what? What do we have? The white in these little pockets. Garnardite. Garnardite. Bless you. And then the green, celadonite, which is actually a type of mica. So lots of goodies in this piece, along with, of course, the basalt. Look at that crystal right there, right behind there. Look at that scolecite. I love it. So a zeolite that has, I don't know, so it has stilbite, apopholite, scolecite, garnardite, and celadonite. And I'm making it a silly, silly price. You guys already know how inexpensive my zeolites are because I bought that huge, went in on one of those sea freight shipments, one of those big containers that you've learned all about how things are shipped by sea now because of the problem with. I'm glad I didn't have a waiting on a freight shipment. It would have taken a lot longer. It took from when we put together that sea freight shipment all together. By the time we got the different orders in, filled it up, put it on the ship, sent it out, cleared customs, got to us. It was almost a year by the time I had ordered all the items and by the time I got them in my hand. So that's what it takes. You got to fill those things up. To do half of it full, well, you're wasting money. But in the end, oh my, the amount of money saved. This price, $38. $38. And yeah, I know someone is scrambling to the phone right now because $38 is beyond ridiculous for the price. Okay, we're coming down to the last item of the show, and I think it's an amazing piece. I can't believe I have it. Item, let's see, 933219. 933219. This is a made in America. And as soon as you see it, you should know where it comes from because of the classic look to it. Reynolds County, Missouri. Pagoda calcite. Pagoda calcites right here. Look at these. And you can, here, if I tilt it this way, there's the pagoda. You can see it. We all know what a pagoda looks like, the Japanese style architecture. And now you can see how it gets its name. Look at that. That's a really neat form of calcite. Then look at the beautiful druzy quartz, and then look at those little spots all over it. What are they? Marcasites. Yeah, if you didn't know, marcasite is actually a real mineral. It is. It's another one of the iron oxides, kind of related into the hematite type family and whatnot. But you can see beautiful little marcasites scattered all around. And then look at this. Here's another calcite formation here. So made in America, Reynolds County. Oh, let me show you the back in case you just want to see that. And you have, looks like quartzite, most likely, quartzite. And the bottom, look at the bottom's natural. So no saw marks, all natural. I love it. Sits completely perfect display angle. A great piece. And this price, yeah, this is going to be really ridiculous. $18. How's that? $18. We'll wrap it up with that one, even though I had a lot of other items to show you. But we got to some fantastic sale price pieces. And you just had 2 new shows come out on the same day. And then a few days later, which this one should post, well, you know the day it's posted on. You're watching it now. But anyway, back to Mondays. And so, yeah, you had like 3 shows within a few days. So you ought to have a lot of Shawn fixes. Plus, okay, so I was going to say, and I'll come up and talk to you now because we are, you know what, until we get all this cleared up, I'm not sure I'm going to do any trivia today. We're going to let a show pass, and we won't do trivia because I don't, with all the other shows that you just saw, it's just a lot of information, and we'll pass on trivia for this show. We'll get back on a schedule that works. I want to make sure that you're able to get the comments in and before we do trivia, so because that's what it's going to take. So I want to make sure everyone is able to get your comments, because it wouldn't be fair if some figured it out and others did it. So I want to make sure the whole thing is working. So let's see. What else did I want to cover? Well, oh, that's what I was going to say. So I was going to where all of you go to look at just exactly what shows were up. I know that they put a show up from weeks ago, and thank you, Miss Gabby, for the information you and the comments you put. It was actually your comment that tipped me off that something was wrong, and duplicate show was posted and whatnot. But anyway, I was able to look back, and I saw 44 shows. These shows, 44 of them were available to be viewed. Now, here's the interesting thing. Out of all 44 of those shows, if you can go through them and pick out item numbers, and you can call up and you can order those item numbers, and the wonderful, wonderful sales reps, which all the sales reps know this show well. They know when it posts because instantly their phones ring, and all of a sudden the showroom is really busy. And the host, the regular host selling these, $10,000 pieces of jewelry, all of a sudden see the board light up, and kind of feel bad for them, thinking, oh man, people are calling in, and then they want rocks. But we all know each other. It's all one big family. And so they always know when Shawn's show is posted, because their phones light up out of nowhere. So 44 shows. So you can go through those shows all over again and pick out the items. And if they haven't sold, you can cause Raven and I to spend hours looking for those items for you. Which we would love to do, and we do it. We do it happily because we love to look at our rocks and to go back through them. And anyway, so we want to make you happy. So anyway, if you ever need a Shawn fix and there hasn't been a show or something happens, go back through the 44 shows. The How It's Done series. Oh, what a joy that is for knowledge. Watch those as well. By the time you be done watching them, you will have more knowledge than, well, the clerks that work behind the counter and many of the goldsmiths as well, because there's advanced techniques that you get to witness exactly how they're done. I'm doing it, and Asif produced and directed the show. Thank goodness. I never realized how important a director was until we made those shows, and the instructions Asif gave me, the directing he gave me, made the show so much, gave it so much more clarity, and what made it so sequential. In other words, I was like, in instructing, was he really kept me in line. In other words, in a sequential order, and showing you the tools that we use first. It was just way beyond anything I would have thought of for instruction. So it really gave me a lot of knowledge moving forward. And after we did 30 of them, it got to where, I finally caught on, but still needed that guidance. And it really showed me and told me how important a director is. So anyway, there are a lot of fun to watch and a lot of knowledge. So check those out as well. I want all of you to watch every one of them. And once you start watching them, truly, it'll draw you in. And the comments I've gotten from people, there are some of them that with 150,000 views, multiple ones with over 100,000 views. That is a lot when you're talking about something as specific as how do you remove a ring from a finger without destroying it? How do you size a platinum ring? What makes sizing a platinum ring cost so much more than sizing a gold ring? Some of the comments, my favorite being the one how to take a ring off, because it came from a person in Wales, England, and a pan, that you hang, a frying pan with that little hole at the end that you would hang it on. His 4-year-old little girl got it stuck on her hand, and he was panicking. From Wales, England, he looked it up, and it was our episode, and he commented back how thankful he was because our methods worked perfectly for taking that off the little girl's hand. So, it's one of those feel-good things, and you'll enjoy it just as much. All right, so take advantage of these sale items. We're going to be back with another show back on schedule. Make sure you leave your comments, and I will get them now. God bless all of you. Take advantage of the items. I need the mo money, and this from all of us to all of you with lots of love and appreciation. And I can't wait to see you next week. Cheers.